Hi there, I'm Matthew Lester from the Rhodes Business School in Grahamstown. This is a presentation about how a business school works with your career, not how your career works with a business school. There's a subtle difference. Let's go into finding out what business schools are all about. So, I call it looking after Eleanor. You graduate with a superb degree. It's probably the most valuable thing you're ever going to have in your life. But if you don't maintain it, it's going to look like that after a couple of years. Degrees, careers, etc. need ongoing maintenance more than ever today. Why? Well, it's not only about your career, it's also about South Africa. The latest stuff released by National Treasury shows that we are going to have to create 9 million jobs in the new South Africa in the next 50 years. If we don't, there will be social chaos. So we are going to need leaders like those with MBAs, like never before. This is not only about you, it's also about your country. And business schools have to rise to that challenge. So let's see what we can do about it. So we graduate, and we say the next thing in life is get a job, start working, promotions will follow, and ultimately we will retire, and that's a lifespan. Forget it. That's the way your parents did it. Today, there's a whole new world out there with regard to a career. Career prospects are based on what you have done with your career, not just the effluxion of time. Progression through service is the old way of doing it. We are now saying, if you just sit around, you are working on the basis of you can stay as you are for the rest of your life. What you have to do is get progression through advancement. And this is where there is substantial change. And what are those criteria for change? That's where it gets quite complicated. So we say, number one in a progression scenario is what have you done with your own continuing professional development after graduation? What have you done to advance your career? And this is where we have to look at it and say, it's not only a question of having a loyal 9-to-5 job. We've got to have got involved in our careers in an ongoing attempt for self-betterment. And this involves further professional study. And again, it gets complicated because there are lots of choices. Most start off with a bachelor's degree. And the traditional way of progressing is to go and get a job and wait for time to do the rest. Or those who were quite ambitious said, right, let's carry on specializing. We'll do an honors. Then we'll do a master's. And the real nerd would go on to do a PhD. Well, that changes because at the end of your degree, that's when you get a career chance decision. And that is to go into a bit of diversification. This is where one can do a postgraduate diploma or a 4-year professional degree, followed by your master's and then your honors. What's very important in all of this is that at the end of your degree comes a time to make a decision with regard to further study. Now, when it comes to business schools, they have changed since the Enron debacle of the early 2000s, followed by the financial crisis in 2008-2009. A career through a business school is no longer just about pursuing profits. It's a whole lot more complicated than that in business today. So we say business decisions have changed. In the past, when one looked at an MBA, we were looking primarily at studying efficiency. How do we make more profit? But today, that's advanced into the social spectrum of life. What is the cost of doing business? And those have to be matched off against each other. And if you're clever with PowerPoint, you can do it like this. You can say those in the old school who are looking for total efficiency, let's put some of today's heroes up there. That is the old way of doing it. Today there's a kinder way of doing business. It's shown in Thomas Piketty's book, Capital and Freedom in the 21st Century. We've seen Bernie Sanders get great traction on this in America. What they are saying is business goes beyond just obeying the law. The benchmark is to obey the law. What we are looking today for is best practice, where we balance off making profit against the moral case for sustainability. So when you go to a business school today, we are not only talking about profit, we are saying, is your business legal and profitable? That's the starting point of business. But it's even going beyond that. In business today, we are saying, is business morally fair? And so we have to move the goalposts to the right a little bit to say a business has to be legal, morally fair, and equitable, as well as being profitable. That puts a whole new dynamic on what doing business today is all about. In the strive to get to what is best practice, we then have to study not only economics and look what sustainable organizations require, which is managers who understand and relate to the needs and expectations of shareholders and stakeholders. We also have to go into ethics, or balancing the demands of shareholders against the expectations of stakeholders. In short, how much profit are you making versus the true cost of making it? We also have to look at the ecology. Future leaders of the world are going to have to look at business in an integrated, holistic, and critical way. And then, very importantly, we have to bring in equity. Organizations operate effectively if they know and understand fundamental management functions and practices. And we have to put that all together in a new type of qualification. This is the qualification that's looking at core management skills and functions, responsible leadership and governance, the business and moral case for sustainability, and thought leadership and research. All of those come together in a career built with the Rhodes Business School. The Rhodes Business School is proud to announce its accreditation of its MBA provision with AMBER. AMBER is the only professional membership association connecting accredited business schools, MBA students, graduates, and employers in more than 110 countries around the world. Only 2% of business schools today achieve AMBER accreditation. So there you have it. A career today is far more than just a job. It also involves your continuing professional development, and an MBA is well suited in that field. Join me in a few more video interventions in this series to find out more about the Rhodes Business School.